Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the K1 Visa live stream. It's time to give you all this information that you've been looking for your K1 visa, for your K2 visa, for your spousal visa, for US citizenship, etc., etc. How to get your 2-year green card, your 10-year green card. I do it all here for free. Remember though, I'm not an immigration attorney, I don't work for USCIS, and I don't give you any legal advice. But with that said, I've got 12 years experience of processing green cards and K1 visas for people, helping people get reunited as a family, which is the big goal, the ultimate goal, etc. Karina's taking the night off. She worked all day. She's in the kitchen doing something, making something to eat, I think, but she's had a long day, so she's going to take the night off. But we're going to keep rocking and rolling. If you have any questions with your green card, your 2-year, your 10-year, your K1 visa application, whatever you need help with, ask me the questions because I know the answer. I've been doing this for 12 years. My beautiful wife, Karina, is from Venezuela. We met each other in Colombia. We dated each other for 3 years, and then I filed the K1 visa. Then we got her NOA-1 letter. She got her NOA-2 letter. We got her embassy interview at the embassy in Bogota, Colombia. We had to get police certificates and medical exams and Interpol police certificates. We did the whole thing. We've been there and done that. Karina got her 2-year green card in about 3 months after we got married, and we got married on the beach here in beautiful Florida. It's a few minutes till 6 p.m. It's October 6th, 2025. 2025 is going by pretty darn quick. Before you know it, it's going to be 2026, and you're going to be getting your 2-year green cards and your 10-year green cards and your K1 visas. Make sure when you fill out the paperwork that you check the edition date. Francois Livingston, good evening, Diego and Karina. Hello, Francois and Hamid in beautiful upstate New York. I know it's getting cold up there. It's getting close. Once October's past November, it's going to start snowing up there, right? You're up there in upstate New York where it snows and it's cold. Hopefully Hamid's ready for that cold weather. Now, I had a lovely lady. She's a member of this channel. She sent me a text message. She said she went to the K1 visa interview with her prometido, and I believe it was in Turkey, but her K1 visa was denied by the consular officer at the embassy in Turkey. And the reason is because her fiance is from Afghanistan. That's it. Right now, if you are from Afghanistan, if you are a beneficiary from Afghanistan, K1 visas are getting denied for you guys, unfortunately. The reason for that is because the US government has no way to verify your documents, your police certificates, they can't do FBI checks on you because in Afghanistan, the country is ran by the Taliban, which is, I don't think I don't know. They weren't elected by anybody, that's for sure. But the Taliban runs Afghanistan. So if you are a U.S. citizen sponsoring somebody from Afghanistan and they're overseas, doesn't matter what country, you could be in Turkey, Morocco, Colombia, it doesn't matter what country. So she waited a year and a half for the interview. I helped her through the whole process. I got her through the entire K1 visa application. I helped her with her paperwork. I helped her with her 864. I helped her process pretty much everything. And she got to her visa interview and it was denied today because her beneficiary is from Turkey and is from Afghanistan, living in Turkey. But the U.S. government has no way to adjudicate or verify or do any background checks on people who are from Afghanistan. So their K1 visas are not going to get approved. Unfortunately for those folks, it is what it is. So just a heads up. I'm just giving you the news, guys. This is the place to be to get the information that you need. So if you are a U.S. citizen dating somebody from Afghanistan and they live in a different country, it doesn't matter if they're living in Turkey, doesn't matter where they live, you're not going to get the K-1 visa because the U.S. government has no way to verify the criminal history of the person. If you are from Afghanistan and you are in the United States and you're working on a spousal visa, you're adjudicating a green card, then you should be okay. But if you're not in the United States, then you can just have to forget about it, unfortunately. There you go. I got Karina's t-shirt on, the Karina Ross Coffee Company. I did a lot of work today on her company. I got her an email address figured out. I went and we're going to get a business address figured out. We've got the coffee is going to be in production very soon. November 1st is when it's going to be in production. So everything's coming together for Karina. She's been in the United States a year and a half on a K-1 visa. She got her 2-year green card in March of 2026. We're going to process her 10-year green card. And by then she would already be have her own little business going, running her little coffee business, which is pretty good. You can do whatever you want in this country as long as you're willing to work hard and you're willing to take the risk. It's risk and reward, right? That's what capitalism is, risk and reward. You risk something and you hope for reward. Depends on how hard you work and how lucky you get. And I found the harder I work, the luckier I get. But with that said, we got to make sure we get your K-1 visas approved and your green cards. Larry Piercy's checking in. What's going on, Larry? How's Moggy doing? And Larry is checking in as the number 2. And what happened to your membership, Larry? I don't see you as a member anymore. It's not showing up on the computer here. Kevin Cameron, good evening, Diego. Hope you have a good stream at work, everyone. Have a good evening. Thank you, Kevin. Karina's had a long day at work. She's doing stuff, playing with the cats, she's thinking about what to make to eat. And I made a video, okay? It took me 6 hours to make the video, and it's a 27-minute video, but it took me 6 hours to make it, on how to lift the conditions off of a 2-year green card going into a 10-year green card. Larry Piercy, not all good. Let me look at that. That's not right. Yeah, it's like you don't have a membership anymore, Larry. Something happened. You dropped off the membership rolls. But don't worry. We're still here. We're still here. So Karina's got her business going. January 1st, she's going to kick it off. If you've been a member of this channel for 4 months consecutively, you're going to get a free bag of coffee. I've got everything's designed. The coffee bags are designed. Everything's ready to go. I was on the phone with the importer who brings in the coffee in from Colombia, and our importer is in New York City, and everything's rocking and rolling. And so January 2nd, to those folks who text me their address, who are members of this channel 4 months or longer, you're going to get a free bag of Karina's coffee. Now, we're only going to be selling roast coffee and beans from Colombia. We're not selling coffee from Costa Rica, from Vietnam, from Brazil. It's only going to be Colombian coffee, okay? And that's how we're going to expand the business, with Colombian coffee only. I lived in Colombia for 3 years. Karina lived in Colombia for 6 years. So we're going to help those farmers in Colombia, and then we're going to bring those coffee beans to the United States, and then we're going to help the economy of the United States by selling it here. So it's good. It's $18 a bag, I believe, is what we figured out the price to be. 12-ounce coffee, $18 a bag. We'll get that figured out closer to the day. But those folks who have been a member of this channel for 4 months or longer consecutively, we're going to mail you a free bag of coffee. That's going to be on us. That's the least we can do for you supporting the channel. And I know, Larry, you're going to figure out how to rejoin the membership. You let it lapse by accident. That's all good. Don't worry about it. We're good. So I made that video on how to lift the conditions from a 2-year green card to a 10-year green card. If you watch it and you pay attention to it and you get a pen and paper and take notes, you will get your 10-year green card probably without another green card interview. Now, it's pretty much a sure thing that if you are applying for a 2-year green card, you're going to have a mandatory green card interview in front of a scary immigration officer. It's pretty much everybody, 100%, okay, or 99%. But once you've been married for 2 years, living in America, and you've got a stack of evidence collected for your 10-year green card, if you watch that video and you pay attention to what I say, and you probably won't have to go to another green card interview. You don't have to include the I-94 when you file for a 10-year green card. You don't have to include a copy of the K1 or K2 visas. You don't have to repeat the medical exam, okay? Once you've done the medical exam, like for Karina, she had her medical exam in Bogota, Colombia. She had it on the 9th floor or the 6th floor of the medical hospital. And while she was having her medical exam, I was making video out the window. Then she had her medical exam again in the United States, here in Florida. It cost me, I think how much it was, like $175 or something like that. We repeated her medical exam, and boom, that's it. She's done with medical exams. Larry Piercy, no, you're still not showing up as a member. It's not showing up as a member. When you show up as a member, Larry, when you post something on the live stream, you're going to have a little circle next to your name with a star inside it, like Francois and Kevin. Okay, they're members. Today I was on the phone with a gentleman. I pretty much saved his green card from being denied. His green card was denied because of an 864 issue. The 864 wasn't filled out properly. It was incorrectly filled out. It was done in a hurry. And immigration don't have time now to send RFEs. If you can't fill out paperwork correctly, they're just going to deny your green card. So he's a member of this channel. So he called me. He screenshotted to me all the letter from immigration saying his green card was denied. And he asked me to help him. Well, I saved his green card. Okay. I pretty much saved it. There, Larry, welcome back. There you go. Now you're back on board as a member. There, good job, Larry. Excellent. Now you got the star next to your name. We appreciate you, Larry. I'll give you a Mountain Dew salute for coming back on. There you go. And don't forget, Larry, you text me. If you text Karina your address in Pensacola, you're going to get a free bag of coffee for being an outstanding supporter of this channel. And Francois Livingston's going to get a bag of coffee because, if you text me your address, it goes to Karina's phone, then we know where to send it, right? We'll ship it to UPS because we're going to have a contract with UPS to do the shipping. So we're going to get a discount for shipping. But it's not going to, if you're a member of the channel, it's not going to cost you anything. Just wait for your coffee to arrive. It's going to be sent out January 2nd, assuming the UPS store is open on January 2nd. If it's not open January 2nd, the first week of January, you're going to get a box of coffee in the mail. If I have your address or if Karina has it. Tomorrow's Karina's day off, so probably time for a dentist run. And Francois Livingston, you and Karina have our address. Yeah, Francois, you are in the queue for a free bag of coffee. We have it. You're in the queue. You're going to be good to go. First week of January, you're going to receive a bag of Karina's coffee. Now, let me ask you this, Francois. Do you like roasted coffee or do you prefer the beans? Because we're going to sell either roasted coffee or the beans. Which one you want? And you're going to get a bag for free, but we just want to know which one you want. If you tell me here, I can write it down. Then I got you covered already. There it is what it is, right? Roasted. Okay, you got it. Roasted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a note for Francois, and you're going to get roasted coffee. So that way you don't have to buy a machine and turn the beans into you don't have to roast the beans or anything. Larry Piercy, I lost that other card and canceled it. Got a new card. We don't drink coffee. How about Texas Roadhouse? Okay, that's fine. You've been a member of this channel 4 months or longer. Then I tell you what. How about Karina buy everybody lunch at Texas Roadhouse. We'll do that as a treat. Francois Livingston, thank you, Karina and Diego. No problem. Today I saved somebody's green card from a denial. Remember, if you don't fill out the paperwork properly for your 2-year green card, if you mess it up, if you're in too much of a freaking hurry, people get in a big hurry. Okay, they get in a big hurry, and they file for their 2-year green card because I got my K1 visa approved, so the green card, the 2-year green card is a shoo-in. No, it's not. Just because your K1 visa got approved and you arrived in America doesn't guarantee you're going to get your 2-year green card. And he learned that the hard way. And thankfully, he was on this live stream and on this channel. And thankfully, he's a member of this channel. So he has my phone number. And I put him on the right track and corrected all the screw-ups he made and explained to him how to how to do CPR on a dead green card. That's basically what I did. I did CPR on his dead green card, and I revived it. And he's happy as can be. You know, so there you go. One of the benefits, right, of the experience. He was going to hire an immigration attorney, and I think they were going to charge what, $5,000-$6,000 to try to save his green card. And the advice they were giving him would have cost him his green card. It would have cost him his green card. He would be deported. So I said, don't pay that immigration attorney any freaking money. And if you listen to me, senor, you will get your green card out of dead mode. I will bring it out of the cemetery, revive it, and resuscitate it like you're on an emergency ambulance run. And it only cost him $9.99. How about that? That's the membership. Francois, attorneys are a ripoff. Yeah, Francois, they're a big ripoff. I mean, it's the immigration attorneys, for the most part, they do a good job, okay? But 100%, they're interested in collecting a paycheck. They want you to pay them. It's a business, okay? They went to a lot of schooling. They got the bar exam. They did a lot of schooling. So I respect that. But filling out a I-129F for a K1 visa is easy. Filling out a 485 for a 2-year green card is easy. Filling out a 751 for a 10-year green card is easy. Filling out an I-90 for a renewal of a 10-year green card is easy. Filling out the N-400 to become a U.S. citizen is easy. You just got to be not in a hurry, and you got to just take your time with the paperwork. Okay? Don't be in a big hurry. So the gentleman was in a big hurry, and maybe there was an issue with understanding the paperwork, etc. Larry Piercy, what is the name of your coffee company? Well, let me write it here. Now, remember, this company doesn't go public until January 1st. It doesn't go public till January 1st. We still have to do some legal paperwork. Okay, we got to do legal paperwork. And once the legal paperwork is all completed, and that will then be, we're going to start it January 1st, so we can file taxes in 2027 for 2026, including our company. It's going to be a sole proprietorship, so we can file our taxes as a joint tax return in 2027, including the company. It's a lot easier. But, you know, what we're going to do is we're going to get all this paperwork together for Karina's company, and it's going in her 10-year green card application. Okay? When you apply for a 10-year green card, if you buy a big purchase with your beneficiary, let's suppose you buy a car together. Put the bill of sale in the 10-year green card application. That includes 2-year green cards too. If you buy a certificate of deposit, or buy stock, or pay into a 401k, get all this evidence and put it in your 10-year green card application or your 2-year green card application. If you buy a house together, Get a copy of the deed, put it in the application. Those are strong indicators of commingling of funds. Okay? Immigration want to see that. When you submit photographs to your green card application, submit photographs from when you started dating each other. When we filed for Karina's 2-year green card last year, we had photos from 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. We had 4 years worth of pictures. And in the pictures, we were with family and friends, mostly. And we put the name of the people in the photos, where the pictures were taken, when. Mostly in Colombia, in Bogota, or in Cucuta, or in Cartagena, Colombia. Even in Bucaramanga, and also Chauachi. We went all over Colombia. So we had 4 years worth of pictures. When you apply for your 10-year green card, you want to include pictures from when you first started dating, when you got married, when you went on your honeymoon, and then the next 2 years before you file the 10-year green card. And you want to get pictures with family and friends. If your new husband or wife receives correspondence from the workplace where they work, like Karina, she's got 2 years worth of, she'll have two, I guess they do an annual review of her performance at her job. She's going to include those in her application. Her evaluations, her pay stubs, her welcome letter aboard when she was, accepted. She got hired right away. Karina's got a degree in tax accounting, so she got hired on the spot. They just said, when you learn English, then you're going to move up in the company much quicker. But she has to learn English, and that's why she's enrolled in English classes. The proof of her enrollment in those English classes is going in her 10-year green card application. We paid for the classes, we got the receipts, and whatever you can think of to create strong evidence, that's what you got to put in your application, whether it's for K1 or for green cards. When you renew your 10-year, let's suppose you decide you don't want to become a U.S. citizen. Let's suppose you just want to stay in America and stay in the nationality that you were born with. You can do that if you want to, but you're going to have to renew your green card in every 10 years, and you're going to have to file Form I-90 every 10 years. You're going to have to be collecting evidence and submitting it. Okay? So it's much better just to become a U.S. citizen after your 3 years, as long as you can pass the class and you can understand English. If you cannot read or write English very well, then don't apply for U.S. citizenship until you can. Okay? You don't want to go into a U.S. citizenship interview and not understand English, because then you're not going to pass it. So what happens if you don't pass your green card? What happens if you don't pass your U.S. citizenship interview? Do you get deported? No. You can take it again. Just repeat. Just pay the fee pay the fee again, and then take it over. But the thing to do is to pass it the first freaking time. So if your English isn't quite up to par, don't apply for U.S. citizenship until you can read and write and understand English. At least at an 8th grade level. Like a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old. I'm not saying you got to be fluent. I mean, it would help if you are. If you're from England and you have a green card, it's going to be a lot easier for you. If you're from the Philippines, most people from the Philippines can speak English fluently anyway. They speak English and Tagalog. And then in Cebu, they have Tagalog with a different, I think they have a different, accent to it. People from the Philippines speak English really good. People from India can speak English and they speak Hindi. So those folks won't have too much of a problem. But if you're from South America, Central America, or from Japan, the Southwest Asian countries, and you don't speak English, then get into class as soon as you get to the United States. Sign up for class and get evidence that you signed up for class, and put that evidence in your application for your 2-year and your 10-year green card. Get a driver's license once you get to the United States. Okay? But the first thing you're going to do when you get to the United States, besides taking a day to rest, is get your I-94 printed up. Get your I-94 printed. Then you're going to get your Social Security number. Go down to the Social Security office. You don't want to wait 2 months because the Social Security Administration won't issue you a Social Security number if your I-94 is getting close to expiring. There are 12 states in America that you have to get a Social Security number before you can get a marriage license. There are 12 states. I believe North Carolina is one of them. Utah is another one. So, but the other states, you can just get married without a Social Security number. So if you live in one of those states, get to the United States, get your I-94s printed up, get a Social Security number, get your marriage license, get on the bank as joint account holders. So you can start collecting bank statements together. And then get your beneficiary a credit card with her name on it. Okay? Now, when you first get to the United States and you get your Social Security card in like 10 days, if you're a female, you're going to have your maiden name still. You're not going to have your married name. That's okay. Don't worry about it. You need the Social Security number to get on the bank account. Once you're on the bank account, then you can get all the evidence started collecting for your 2-year green card. Once you receive your 2-year green card, you go back to the Social Security office with your 2-year green card and update your status to legal permanent resident. And then you're going to get another Social Security card mailed to you from Baltimore, Maryland, with your married name on it. Okay, assuming you take your husband's last name. It's up to you, but I recommend you do that. So it makes it easier for U.S. citizenship and other stuff that goes on in the United States, with the government. I don't recommend that you travel anywhere on a 2-year green card outside of the United States. If you want to go, I took Karina to Nevada. I took Karina to Arizona. We had a vacation in Las Vegas. But we're not going to leave the United States. There's no reason to. Most of Karina's family in Colombia are relocating back to Venezuela. Hopefully Venezuela gets to become a free country soon. Let's hope so. When Venezuela is a free country with a legitimate government in place, then the U.S. Embassy can reopen, and then it will be safe to travel there for Americans. Then I can take Karina to Venezuela for a vacation. I'm looking forward to going to Venezuela, but not till the country's free. So Karina understands, that we're not going anywhere till she's a U.S. citizen, number one, and number two, not until Venezuela is a free country. We have no reason really to travel to Colombia. Maybe she has one. I think she has maybe 2 brothers left there, and they may end up going back to Venezuela. We'll see what happens. But don't travel on a 2-year green card. Remember, it's a probationary card. It's not a guarantee of anything other than you can work and live in the United States. It doesn't mean you can go on vacation on a 2-year green card and then you pray that the Border Patrol let you back into the USA. They could block you. They could say, oh, okay, you've been gone for a month. You went back to India or the Philippines or the Colombia for a month. Why'd you do that? You just got your green card. Well, I wanted to go see my family. Well, you relocated to the United States to live in the United States, not to bounce back and forth to visit your family for vacation 3 times a year. Number one, it's expensive with plane tickets. And number two, I don't know if your American citizen sponsor is going to want you to be gone all the time. So immigration can deny you re-entry if they think you're using the green card as a visa and not as a permanent residency card. So be careful. Okay? It's just advice to you guys. You can listen to me or not. It's up to you. It's up to you what you do. I'm not telling you what to do, but if you listen to me and you don't go anywhere except inside America until you become a citizen, then if you want to go visit family overseas, you can go for 6 months if you want, because you're a U.S. citizen, and there's no law that says you can't go. I was in Colombia for 12 months. For 11 months. I'm a U.S. citizen. I didn't get a hard time coming back when I re-entered the United States. Border Patrol said, welcome back, Diego. Man, you've been gone a long time. What the heck? I said, yeah, I was with my Prometida, my fiance in Colombia. We're doing this K1 visa thing. He said, oh, okay, that's why you've been gone for so long. He said, welcome back. I didn't get into secondary screening. I didn't get interrogated. He just took my passport and let me back in the country. When Karina becomes a U.S. citizen, she can travel freely, to Colombia, hopefully to Venezuela. We'll be together, though. She's not going to travel by herself. We're going to travel together. So right now we're concentrating on getting her 10-year green card application put together. We're concentrating on putting her company, her coffee business together. We're concentrating on helping you guys get your K1 visas and your green cards approved. Stay busy. Like Maru, her beneficiary's in the Cameroon. She's staying busy every day. She's not being lazy. She's staying busy, doing stuff every day. And the time's gone by pretty quick for her, So we're not going to get rid of this YouTube channel when Karina becomes a U.S. citizen. We're not going to, okay, Karina's a U.S. citizen. See you guys. Adios. Ciao. No, we're going to keep the channel going, even when she's a citizen. Not because we have to, but because we're helping people. And we can speak from our experience. I made 5 trips to Colombia to see Karina when she was in Colombia. And then we had to overcome an Interpol police certificate. We got the police certificate from Venezuela. We got the police certificate from Colombia. And then they said we need an Interpol police certificate. Now, I was with her in Bogota, so luckily I was able to stay with her. And I was my tourist visa was down to like 3 days before it expired. I was getting ready to have to come back to the United States because I'm not going to be an illegal immigrant in Colombia. I respect the country. I respect their immigration rules. But luckily, we were able to get the Interpol police certificate. We picked up her passport with her K1 visa, and we skedaddled from Miami. We flew on this plane right here, this Avianca 747. We flew to Miami. And then I rented a Jeep Cherokee, and we drove home to Florida. Larry has a question. Bag. What is a bag? What's the question? What is that? I don't understand. What is that? But welcome back to the channel as a member, by the way. We appreciate you keeping the channel running. And you want to meet up at Texas Roadhouse? It's no problem. Remember, though, Karina's working. I don't know what Matt Moggy's doing. What her coffee bag. Oh, okay. Well, they're going to be produced in New York. They're going to come from Colombia. The coffee comes from Colombia. It goes to New York. It gets processed, and then it gets shipped to us. I think Larry wants to see what her coffee. We don't have it. It's in process. It's in production. We can't. It's in production. So, but by January, by December, beginning of January, this office back here is going to be filled with coffee bags, roasted and beans. And then we're going to start shipping them out to you guys on YouTube who are members. You guys get them first, and they're free for you. The members get it for free if you've been a consecutive member for 4 months. So unless you don't drink coffee, then you probably don't want a bag of coffee. But if you do, it's no cost for our members on the 4 month who are members for 4 months or longer. And Francois, you're going to have a website too. Yeah, we're going to have a website. It's going to be I've been investigating companies that do e-commerce websites. I've been looking at different companies that do that, and so yeah. But for right now, I'm going to just when Karina's at her day job, I'll just sell the coffee in the neighborhood. I'll be the delivery guy. I'll market it in the town and be the delivery. Is it dark roast? We can make it dark roast, whatever you want. But I'm just going to sell it in the local area to get started. And then if people like it and it becomes popular, then we will expand the company and then maybe turn it into an LLC. But right now we're going to start out with Karina running it as a sole proprietorship. Francois, best of luck. Well, we appreciate that. And we'll give Francois a Mountain Dew salute because you've been supporting this channel for a long time, and you're getting the first bag of free coffee. First one, right off the press. Karina's excited about it. She likes, she wants to start this business, and it is what it is. This is the way we do it. Jay Baxter is in the house. Good evening to the Ross family. Jay Baxter, welcome, Jay Baxter. Now, Jay Baxter is a member of this channel also. We hope you're doing good. We hope your family's doing good. Larry Piercy, we hope your family's doing good. And Francois and everybody, if you have questions on a green card application, I'm here to help you with those questions. If you need help with anything, I have the answer. You don't have to call USCIS. You don't have to be calling immigration attorneys. I can give you the answer right here on a live stream. I mean, it's that easy. I can't give you a breakdown on how to fill out an I-751 on a live stream, but I've made a video on how to do that. I can't explain to you how to lift the conditions off of a 2-year to a 10-year green card, but I've made a video on how to do it. YouTube sent me an email saying that I've got so many freaking videos made. They just amazed. They said great job. YouTube even said a good job because of all the work that we're putting into this channel. The harder I work, the luckier I get, and the more information you get. And the more information you get, it's saving you money from buying into an immigration attorney. This one guy was going to pay this guy $5,000, and he was telling him he was giving him wrong information on how to fix his denial on his green card. I mean, I couldn't believe it. He would have been in deportation mode right now in front of an immigration judge, but I saved him from that. But I couldn't save the young lady in Turkey. The young lady flew to Turkey to be with her prometido, her fiance, but he's from Afghanistan. Okay? And I helped her put together the green card, the K-1 visa application. It was perfect, no errors. She got everything done, approved, all the way up to the visa interview. When she got to the visa interview in Turkey with her Afghan fiance, the consular officer was very sad and said, "I'm really sorry, your K-1 visa application is perfect, but right now, Afghan nationals are not being approved visas to enter the United States because we cannot vet them properly. There's no stable government in Afghanistan where the US government can go look up police records. They can't go check on past job experience or anything. The CIA, the FBI, they have no way to investigate the background of somebody from Afghanistan." So she went to the K-1 visa interview with her fiance, did everything by the book, and got denied at the embassy interview because of his nationality. So she's a member of the channel, and she was texting me what happened. Let's see. Larry Piercy, we do not do another I-864 or anything like that. No, just the bank statements for the 751. Listen, Larry, when you lift the conditions off of Moggy's 2-year green card, you're going to do it as a couple. And I made a video that's 27 minutes long that explains exactly how to lift the conditions off of a 2-year green card into a 10-year green card. You don't have to file another 864. When you sign the 864, that is a contract between you, Larry, and the US government that is in place for 10 years. That contract, when you sign the 864, that's a contract. When I signed the 864 for Karina, that's a contract between me and myself and the US government for the next 10 years or until Karina becomes a US citizen. Okay? It's a guarantee that I'm going to take care of Karina financially for everything. And you don't need to submit an 864 when you apply for the 10-year green card, because that contract is already in place and on file with the USCIS between myself and immigration. So you don't have to repeat the 864. You don't have to repeat the medical exam. You don't have to include a copy of the I-94 when you file for a 10-year green card. You don't have to include a copy of the K-1 visa or the K-2 visa, because you already have the 2-year green card. But if you watch that video that I made on how to lift the conditions, I made it. It took me 6 freaking hours to make that video, sitting right here. And then I made it into 3 videos. Then I edited the videos together, and I made it the most comprehensive video on YouTube on how to lift the conditions off of a 2-year green card to a 10-year. It's the most comprehensive, fully detailed process. And it even includes the phone number to the IRS so you can get the tax transcripts. Jay Baxter, after your adjustment of status interview, if you receive an RFE, but he says you passed, you turn in the RFE. That was for, now it's been over 2 months and no word. That was over the biometrics, wasn't it? Aren't you in Oklahoma and you had to go do a state check, FBI check in Oklahoma for the biometrics because the biometrics didn't work? Right. So what you have to do is what you need to do is contact the office where you went for the green card. Didn't you go for a green card? You went for the green card interview, right? And you passed it. And because the biometrics wasn't complete, you had to go do a separate biometrics with the state of Oklahoma. And I sent you a link on how to do that, if I remember. And you went ahead and followed the link, and you got the FBI check done on your beneficiary, and you submitted it to immigration in the RFE. So it's been a couple of months. If there was a problem, they would have sent you a denial letter. So what you need to do is contact the office. Yeah, we did 2 biometrics before the interview. And then we had to do the OSBI. Right, I helped you. Just call the office up where you did the interview and check in. Call the office up where you went for the green card interview and set up an interview with those folks. And go visit them personally. You don't live too far away from them, right? Create an immigration, call it and set up an immigration interview and go back there and then ask them face to face, where's my freaking green card? Better than ever. Hi, Diego. My husband didn't receive his green card yet. I'm overwhelmed. It will be nearly 60 days since the interview. Okay. Well, it's taken 2 to 4 months to get green cards, 3 to 4 months. So you still got another 2 months before you got to start worrying. You're better than ever. Just relax. You're good. You're still in the queue. Larry Piercy, gotcha, will do. Adam Michael Fellows, how long does a work visa and green card take to process? Well, the work permit's a waste of freaking money, and it takes about 4 months. The green card takes about 4 months. So by the time you've paid for the green card and paid for the work permit, you're going to get the work permit, then the green card right behind it. You just wasted all your money on the work permit. So don't waste your money on the work permit. Just apply for the green card, and it takes about 4 to 6 months. Jay Baxter, yes, we did 2 biometrics. You're right. And then I've helped you figure out the OSBI in the state of Oklahoma. You have to go through an FBI check there. Everything's good. You're just in the queue, Jay Baxter, along with better than ever. Better than ever. Since my dad had told them all wrong about my husband because he didn't approve of my choice, is there a way that I can tell USCIS that everything he said was not right? I am overwhelmed. USCIS, okay, I'm not going to listen to what your dad said because you have gone and done everything properly the way you're supposed to do, so you're good to go. You just have to keep waiting. It's going to be another month or 2 before you get it. You went to the green card interview. They said you passed. Now you're just waiting for the green card. It takes a while. Jay Baxter, you live an hour and a half away, but not far. Okay, well, give him a call, set an appointment with him, and go back there and talk to him and say, can you tell me what's the status of my beneficiary's green card? They'll tell you. They'll tell you. Better than ever. Because of all that, my husband doesn't have a work permit, no driver's license, because they said he needs the green card. Right. He'll get it. Let's see here. Adam Michael Fellows, I already filed for the work permit and green card. Okay. So you're going to get the work permit in about 4 months and the green card in about 4 months, or the work permit in 3 months and the green card in 4 months. They're very close to each other when they arrive in the mail. Better than ever. If it's 3 or 4 months and no green card, they didn't say we passed. So you went to the green card interview. They didn't tell you that you passed. They just said wait a week, and since then nothing. Okay, so you've been waiting a week and you haven't heard anything. So you need to set an appointment with that USCIS office in the city where you went for the green card interview. Call them up, set an appointment, and go back there and ask for a status on his green card. Just call them up. They'll listen. They'll listen to you. Set an appointment with them, and go back and ask them. Adam Michael Fellows, why is the work permit a waste of money and you just need a green card? Because a green card overrides the work permit. When you get the green card is your work permit. The green card is your legal residency in the United States. The work permit just says you can work. And you'll get your green card a couple of weeks after you get your work permit. So you're going to spend $260 is it for the work permit, and $1,440 for the green card, and then you get the work permit. And then, like Karina, when she got her work permit, it was free. There was no charge. She got her work permit, and 3 weeks later, she had her green card in her hand. So the work permit became obsolete. It was a waste of time. But it was free, so it didn't cost us any money. But now the work permit costs $260. So are you going to spend $260 on a work permit that you're only going to use for 2 or 3 weeks? And then you're going to get the green card right after that? And then the green card overrides and is a promotion over the work permit. You use the green card to work and live in America. The work permit is temporary. So why waste the money and apply for a work permit when the green card is 10 times as strong? Don't waste your money on it. Twan Benson, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Ross from Tampa, beautiful Tampa, Florida. Very nice. What's going on, Twan? How's your family? Better than ever. So we need to make an appointment with USCIS. Should I tell them everything my dad said? No. Don't tell them anything that your dad said. Not a word. Loose lips sink ships. You set an appointment with immigration at the USCIS office. You go over there and ask for the status on your green card. And then that's the end of the conversation. Nothing else comes into the conversation other than, can you please tell me the status of my husband's green card? He wants to get to work. He wants to do things. Okay? You told us it would be a week, and it's been 2 months. And they will give you the answer. They'll go on their computer. They're going to look up your case. Bring your government IDs with you. Bring his passport with his K-1 visa. Bring all that paperwork with you to the interview, to the appointment, and they will tell you what the status is of your green card. Well, give it another 2 months or another month. They'll tell you. But if you do it in person, you get the answer that you want. Okay? You got it? I know it's stressful. It sucks. This whole process is not easy. It's difficult. It's expensive. But you can do it. and I'm going to help you. And you can't stress it. If you stress the process, you're going to get sick. And then you're going to get headaches, and you're going to be not sleeping properly, and you won't be able to focus on your job at work. You can't do that. Adam Michael Fellows, after the biometrics appointment, do we always need an interview? You're going to need an interview for a 2-year green card application. So you go to the biometrics, and then once your biometrics is completed, then your green card application will get processed, and then you're going to go for a 2-year green card interview in the city or close to where you live. And then when you apply for the 10-year green card, you may or may not have to go for a green card interview. Depends on how strong your 10-year green card package is. Twan Benson, all good, my friend, sitting outside of the school waiting on my wife coming out of English class. Well, let's do this. We're going to put MAGA pixie dust all over the English class for your wife. She's learning English. Make sure that the evidence of her being in her English class is included in her 10-year green card application. And a Mountain Dew salute to your wife for going to English class and getting ahead, advancing her knowledge. Okay? When you come to the United States, don't just become a couch potato. Don't be scared to go out and do things. Take online college courses. Go to class to learn English. Start a small business. Like my wife's starting a small business, a coffee. She's going to be selling coffee. Why did she pick coffee? Because when we lived in Colombia, we learned the coffee business. So the experiences we had in Colombia, we're bringing to the United States. Okay? And if you are a member of this channel, you can go into those private videos and see where Karina was working on a coffee farm, where she went to just about every single coffee store in Bogota and tasted all the coffee to get the best flavor for her company. You know, I tell you, my wife is not lazy at all by any means. She works hard, and her opportunity here in the United States is going to be wonderful. Jay Baxter, can't wait to try your coffee. We're gonna mail you it's gonna come UPS in January. Okay, we're gonna send it to you in January, UPS. And do you want beans or do you want roasted, Jay Baxter? Do you want beans or roasted coffee? Chris Stout, where is a good place to stay in New Orleans? The best, for the biometrics. Chris Stout, listen to me. I'm going to write it right here. This is where you go. Don't worry, cost is not the issue. Location is more important than price. So listen, Chris Stout. This is where you're going to go. Right here. You're going to get a room at the Holiday Inn Superdome. The Holiday Inn Superdome, you can park your car securely in the hotel. It's about $45 a night to park your car. It's about $45 if you park it in a public parking area where you use your credit card. So check into the Holiday Inn Superdome. Okay, park your car in their secure parking lot. $45. Go to New Orleans the day before. Go there the day before your biometrics. This is what we did. We checked into the Holiday Inn Superdome. We chilled out. We walked around New Orleans. We went and got dinner. And we didn't even have to use the car. The USCIS office for biometrics is a 4-minute walk. A 4-minute walk from the Holiday Inn Superdome. Okay? It's a 4-minute walk. 5 minutes if you have to wait for the freaking red light to change so you can cross the street. I'll see if there is a discount rate. It doesn't discount, no discount. Corinne and I couldn't care less about the discount or anything like that. What we cared about was it was a 4-minute walk from the Holiday Inn Superdome to the USCIS office for her biometrics. She went to the biometrics. It was totally, we woke up early in the morning. We had shower. We had a big breakfast in the Holiday Inn restaurant. And they don't pay us to say that, by the way. This is just from my experience. We had a big breakfast, and then we walked to the USI office. We went this way. We crossed the street. We went up, I think it's on the 5th floor. You got to check in with the security in the USCIS office. Check in with security with your appointment letter for your biometrics. She did our biometrics. We walked back to the hotel, and then we spent the day in New Orleans, going on Bourbon Street and going into restaurants and checking this and checking that. And then we drove back to Florida. We went to the hotel, we checked our car out of the garage, and we drove back on I-10. I-10 is just close to the hotel. It's 2 minutes. You leave I-10, and there you go. It's easy. I have no idea. I'm guessing what I normally buy is roasted. Okay, so Jay Baxter, that's the way to go. Roasted is no problem. You're going to get roasted like Francois and Hammond. And Chris Stout. Oh, Jay Baxter, I usually buy Folgers. Okay. Well, you're getting a free bag from Karina's Coffee Company, shipped from Colombia, roasted in New York City, and shipped back to us. That's our circle of our business circle. Chris Stout, do I have to attend that, officers? Do you have to attend what? The biometrics? You can bring your wife to the biometrics, and you can't go back there, but you can go into the USCIS office, go up to the 5th floor or 6th floor, go through the TSA checkpoint, the Homeland Security checkpoint, and you sit down and chill out and wait while she does her biometrics. And she'll be done in 5 or 10 minutes, and then she'll come out, and then you all leave. And then go look around New Orleans. Rooster, we are waiting for New Orleans for the interview. Okay. Well, Rooster, if you get a hotel room at the Holiday Inn Superdome, it's a 4-minute walk to the USCIS office. 5 minutes at the longest. Adam Michael Fellows, how long after the biometrics appointment do I hear about the green card being approved? Let's see here. It's going to be at the green card interview, which could be 2 to 4 months after the biometrics. So you go to the biometrics, okay, and then you wait for your green card interview, and then you go to the green card interview, and they tell you 2 to 4 months. Chris Stout, it's for 2-year green card. Okay, so you're going to go to New Orleans, and you're going to be interviewed for your 2-year green card. No problem. Jay Baxter, the biometrics in Oklahoma allows your spouse to go back with them at least both times we went there, allowed me to go back. There you go. Rooster, stay there for biometrics. Yes. Chris Stout, she has to bring the taxes. What taxes? What do you mean she has to bring the taxes? I don't understand what you mean. Cornell Rivers. Hello, Cornell. And Cornell's a member of this channel. Cornell, Christopher, Chris Stout, Rooster, Jay Baxter, Larry Piercy, Francois. You guys are all members of this channel. We appreciate you. So like I said, I mean, you get my phone number, you get Karina's phone number and email address when you become members of the channel. So that way, if you have an urgent immigration question, if you need help with anything, you can call me, text me, or email me, and I'll respond to you. Okay? But as an extra, I didn't know, I came up with this idea with Karina. If you've been a member of the channel for 4 months or longer, we're going to ship you a free bag of coffee. You just tell us if you want roasted or beans, and tell us the address where you want us to ship it. And we'll send it UPS. We have a contract now with UPS. And they don't pay me to say that. But we have a contract with UPS where we get discounts on shipping. Francois Livingston, we appreciate you and Karina too. Karina's watching the show. She's back there watching. She's just tired. She had a long day. She works hard. You know, she works hard. What do you think of this microphone? It's pretty cool, right? Is it good? Does it work good? I know. Got a brand new camera. Got a Facecam Pro from Elgato. Got a new microphone. I got a little fan here if I want. I got the air conditioner running right now. Karina's got her coffee company going. She's got a great job. She just got a promotion. We got this YouTube channel running for you guys. Cornell Rivers. Wow, that's nice. Well, thanks, Cornell. Now, Cornell, you've been a member of this channel for longer than 4 months. If you text Karina your address, we will ship you a bag of coffee if you drink coffee. But in January, it's going to happen in January, first week of January. Chris Stout, we don't have a bean. You don't have a coffee machine crusher. I don't know where there's a place to get a crusher. Okay, well, we'll send you roasted. If you decide you want, I don't know. You got to text us your address, Chris Stout, if you want the bean, if you want the free coffee. Brewster, good luck, Chris, on the interview. Larry Piercy, are you reading questions on your PC? What questions were on the PC? What are you talking about? On my personal computer? I'm reading the live stream questions. If you give me a question on the live stream, I read it on my computer and then I give you the answer. Because on the right side of the screen, I can see your questions and then I respond to your questions. So that way you don't have to be calling USCIS or an immigration attorney and spending a ton of money. Hopefully you can get it for free. I'm giving you all these answers because I want, instead of spending all that money on an immigration attorney, spend it on your honeymoon, spend it on your wedding, spend it on trips back and forth to see your prometida. Chris Stout, Diego said it's a biometric. I thought it was a scary interview for 2-year green card. No, it's not. You're going to go, it takes 10 minutes at the most. You're going to New Orleans, right? Is that where you're going? For your biometrics? Where are you going for your biometrics? Francois Livingston. Okay, so you're going to go to New Orleans for your biometrics. You're going to get on Interstate 10, exit Interstate 10. I can't remember what the exit is, but you go, it's a 5 minutes from the interstate to the Holiday Inn Superdome. The Holiday Inn Superdome. Go there the night before. Take a shower, get rested up, and then in the morning, go and do the biometrics. It's a 4-minute walk from the hotel. Go do the biometrics, get lots of pictures with your fiance or your wife, actually, in New Orleans. Go buy some souvenirs from New Orleans, get some New Orleans t-shirts, get a fridge magnet for your fridge. Go down Bourbon Street, go eat in some restaurants, go buy some souvenirs. And get pictures in New Orleans and put those in your 10-year green card application. Francois Livingston went to the farmer's market the other day and there was a stand selling Colombian food. There you go. Looked so good, but didn't know what to try. Well, depends on what it was and what it was. Larry Piercy, that's what I wanted to know. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, if you are a subscriber to this channel, you get to ask questions about green cards and K1 visas. And the only reason I want people to ask questions who are subscribers, because that filters out all of the crap that I get from some people who want to come here and disrupt the channel, right? Remember back in the past when I had it open to anybody and we had all these idiots coming on here doing, posting all kinds of stupid stuff. And I was blocking and blocking and blocking. So I said, okay, to fix that, if you want to ask me questions, you just got to subscribe to the channel. That way I know who's asking the freaking questions. And it's going to be a legitimate question. It's not going to be some, teenager who is bored out of his mind. So you don't have to subscribe to the channel to watch the videos. But you do if you want to ask me questions, because that way I can screen out the idiots, right? Cornell Rivers, what I'm waiting for after I got my approval. What am I waiting for after I got my approval for my I-129? Did you get your NOA1 letter? So Cornell, this is what happens. You got your I-129 application approved. So you're waiting for your, now you got your NOA2 letter, right? Let me write it here. You got your NOA2 letter. I'll write it here. NOA2, right? You got the NOA2 letter. So now what happens is, if you got your NOA2 letter from the service center, they're going to send your K1 visa application, excuse me, to the National Visa Center. They're going to send it to the National Visa Center in New Hampshire. Okay? So your K1 visa application is going to go to the NVC in New Hampshire. It's going to take probably maybe 3 weeks to 12 weeks to go there. When the National Visa Center get it, they're going to send you an email, Cornell. They'll send you an email, which is saying they received your package, basically, the K1. And then what they will do is they will then ship it to the embassy or the consulate in whatever country your beneficiary is in. Okay? And then when the embassy get it, you'll get an email that says in transit from the NVC. And then you're going to get an email from the embassy that says ready. So the NVC is going to say, we'll send an email in transit. So what happens is the SNVC in transit. Okay? And then what happens is you're going to get a ready status from the embassy. From the embassy. All right? When you get the ready status, then you can start processing. Then you can pay for the DS-160. You can pay the consular fee. I think it's 100 and what is it? 200. What is it? 100. How much is the consular fee now? I need to check. $265, right? For the consular fee. I think it is. I think it's $265 for the consular fee. Correct me if I'm wrong. You pay the consular fee, and then you can schedule the visa interview and the biometrics. And the consular fee includes the biometrics fee. Okay? Then you schedule the visa interview. So right now you're waiting for the National Visa Center to receive it. Do you understand, Cornell, what I just explained to you? That's the process right now. Jay Baxter, is it difficult to find out your visa officer assigned to your case to schedule an interview to visit them and ask what's going on? Doesn't matter it doesn't matter with your green card. You just schedule an interview. It doesn't matter who it is, because they're going to go on a computer and they're going to look at your case. Okay? It could be a male, it could be a female. Either one is going to be able to go into their top secret CIA Area 51 X-Files computer and call up your case and tell you what the status is on your green card. It's that easy. But you got to schedule an appointment. If you're sick and tired of waiting for an answer, schedule an interview, schedule an appointment with them, not an interview, an appointment, and go back. Cornell Rivers. Okay, so we're going to put MAGA pixie dust all over your approved K1 visa. You got to get a Mountain Dew salute for being a member of this channel and for making it this far into the K1 visa process. Now remember, folks, I've been talking for over an hour. I'm going to go get something to eat because I'm getting a bit hungry. I don't eat that much because I'm on this diet. I lost 21 pounds. I'm trying to lose this other 10 pounds. So I'm on this good diet that's helped me get this fat off my gut. It's a little bit to go, a little bit more. Henry View TV. Henry View. How do you pronounce that? Henry TV. There's a huge age gap, a big red flag, even though my partner and I are in a genuine relationship. Can you prove it? If you are in a big age gap, Karina and I, we're in a big age gap, but we're happily married, working on our 10-year green card. It's no big deal. But you got to prove you're in a real relationship. It's genuine. Can you prove it? Have you filed for a K-1 visa yet? Have you filed for a green card? What are you doing? Where are you at in the process? Are you still in the dating mode? Are you still visiting? What are you doing? Visiting each other? Are you visiting her? What country is she from? I need more information. What country is she from? How long have you been in a relationship? Corinne and I dated for 3 years. We got a big age gap, but we were dating each other for 3 years before we got married. Immigration could see, wow, they've been together a long time. Diego's made 5 freaking trips to Colombia. He's been spending 3 months there, 5 months there, 11 months in Colombia. Bam! Approved. Big age gap. Age is irrelevant. What's relevant is the relationship. And do you have evidence to back it up? Can you prove it? I had 5. Let me see. I know I had 5. I had about 12 boarding passes. Because one time I went to visit Karina. I flew from, where did I go? I went from Pensacola to Houston. Then I went to Panama, Central America. Then I changed planes in Panama and went to Bogota because of the stupid COVID. And it was easier to fly through Panama than it was to go straight direct from Miami to because of presidential actions during the past administration. It was screwing up everybody's international travel. So I had to bypass Miami. And instead of flying from Miami to Bogota, I went from Pensacola to Houston to Central America. I was in Panama. In Panama, they didn't have all this crazy, stupid, insane rules about COVID and stuff. So I went to Bogota that way. I didn't let this COVID thing stop me from visiting Karina, even though the U.S. government in the past administration tried their darndest to stop people from traveling internationally. So Henry, what country is your beneficiary from? How long have you been dating each other? How long have you been in a relationship? Have you had an engagement party? Did you have an engagement party in our home country? Did you have pictures of the engagement party with families and friends? Have you been together at least 2 years? Have you made at least 2 trips to go see her? I don't know. I don't know. It all depends on how much evidence you have of a real relationship will determine whether you get a green card or not. Because a big age gap is a red flag for immigration. It's a red flag. If you have a big age gap, it's a red flag. So you got to back it up with evidence of the relationship. Corinne and I, we backed it up beyond belief. Bed, Bath, and Beyond. She'll get her 10-year green card next year. Well, she'll apply for it next year. Correction. Jay Baxter, Henry, my wife and I have been have a 16-year age gap, and she's in America with me now. There you go. So Jay Baxter, and then Larry Piercy has a 17-year age gap. Jay Baxter has a 16-year age gap. But these folks submitted fantastic green card applications. They submitted fantastic K-1 visa applications. When I submitted my K-1 visa application for Karina, we'd been dating each other, almost 2 years. And I had like 3 or 4 trips to Colombia. When we filed for the 2-year green card, I had been dating her for 3 years with 5 trips to Colombia. And the evidence was insurmountable. There was no doubt. We didn't even have a green card interview. And she got her green card in the mail after 3 months. The harder you work, the easier this process is. When Karina went to her K-1 visa interview, they approved her in Bogota, Colombia. She got approved, but she needed an Interpol police certificate because she'd been living in Colombia for 6 years after being after relocating from Venezuela. It is what it is. But her green card, her visa got approved. It was nothing to do with age gap. It was because of her residency status in Colombia. And then they asked her, "Are you a legal resident of Colombia?" "Yeah, here's my Colombian residency cedula. Here it is." "Ah, okay, check, approved. Green K1 visa's approved. We just need an Interpol place certificate." But if Karina had been living in Colombia illegally, without permission from the Colombian government, the U.S. Embassy in Bogota wouldn't issue her a K1 visa. So if you are an illegal immigrant in Colombia going for a K1 visa interview at the U.S. Embassy, you're not going to get your visa, because the Colombian government doesn't take kindly to illegal immigrants, just like the United States government doesn't take kindly to illegal immigrants in the United States. It works from both ends. Karina came to Colombia legally. She filed the paperwork. She did the biometrics. She went to the interview with the Colombian consular officer. They issued her a 10-year Colombian cedula. First, she got a 1-year, then they upgraded it to a 10-year. So she had her 10-year cedula for Colombia. She brought it with her to the scary K1 visa interview. And the consular officer asked her, "Are you a legal resident of Colombia?" "Yeah, here's my Venezuelan cedula. Here's my Colombian cedula. I can live in both countries legally, but I prefer to live in Colombia because I like to have food and electricity and water and medicine, which Venezuela has a severe shortage of because of the communist government." Rooster, wife here, has an 8-year age gap. The age gap is irrelevant, right? You love each other. Are you in a relationship? Has it been a long time? You've been dating each other for a long time. You've made 2, 3, 4, 5 trips to go visit your beneficiary. You got stacks and stacks of evidence like the Library of Congress showing your visits and your photos and your dinner dates. Every time I took Karina out to dinner in Bogota, I put it on my credit card. And then I got the receipt from the dinner date. I had probably, I don't know, 50 to 60 receipts from dinner dates we went on over the 2 years or so we were dating, up to the 3 years for her 2-year green card. And I put them on pieces of paper, like white pieces of paper, like this. So you get a piece of paper like this. This is actually photo paper. You tape the receipt onto it. You go on a dinner date with your beneficiary in London, England. You go on a dinner date together to, I don't know, a restaurant in London. I don't know the names of restaurants in London. And you get the receipt and you tape it here and you put dinner date at this restaurant in London, England on this day. And then you go, and then the following week, you go on another dinner date and you put it right here, the receipt from your credit card receipt. And then eventually, after you've been dating each other for 2 years, you're going to have a collection of dinner dates on white paper like that, right? And you put all this and you make copies of everything before you mail it to immigration. So in case they lose stuff, you got a copy at your house and you put it in your K1 visa application. Rooster, everything's been smooth up to now because New Orleans is so backed up. Everything is still at the National Benefits Center. Yeah, well, just be patient. Hang in there. Just hang in there. Okay, guys, I'm going to go get some dinner. I'm hungry a little bit. I've been talking for an hour and 20 minutes almost. Hopefully you learned something from the live stream. If you want my phone number and email address, like you folks, most of you, sign up as a member. Hit the join button. It's $9.99. Somebody joined as a member for $9.99. And I saved him $5,000 in attorney fees. I saved him losing his green card. I got his green card from a denial into reactivated. And it only cost him $9.99. If you want my help that way, then sign up as a member. If not, just watch the live streams. Okay, Jay Baxter, have a good night. Rooster, you're not rushing. That's good. And Francois, good night, Francois and Hammond. We'll see you guys on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Unless I take the night off, but probably not, right? See you, Larry. And thanks for renewing your membership too. Appreciate that.